Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. Projected results from the French presidential election show the incumbent Emmanuel Macron has been re-elected, with a winning margin of at least 15 percentage points over his rival Marine Le Pen. She's admitted defeat, but said that French people wanted a strong political counterweight to Mr Macron's presidency. It's a second five-year term in office for Mr Macron. Jessica Parker was at his campaign headquarters when the result was announced.
That result coming through just a few moments ago, projected onto the big screen here, and there was a very loud cheer, flags being waved by Emmanuel Macron's supporters. And it's worth noting that it is French flags and EU flags that get waved around here because, of course, Emmanuel Macron, pro-European versus Marine Le Pen, has been historically in favour of potentially leaving the bloc. So this projected win for him tonight will be watched very closely, not just in Paris, not just across France, but in Brussels and across the whole of the EU and beyond. Because particularly since the departure of Angela Merkel, Emmanuel Macron's preeminence as one of the leading figures of the EU has grown.
Fighting has continued in eastern and southern Ukraine with no let-up in the violence for Orthodox Easter. Russian forces again bombarded the huge steelworks in Mariupol, where Ukrainian combatants and civilians are holding out. In his Easter address, President Zelensky insisted the invaders would not destroy Ukraine. He's due to meet senior US officials to impress on them the need for more heavy weapons. Ivana Klimpush-Tsyntseadze is a Ukrainian MP.
It's not only from the Americans, it's from the whole Western community that we would like to ensure that there is a full military backing of Ukraine. Today we are on the forefront of this fight, and so therefore we would expect that everybody is sending us the heavy weaponry.
The State Department said the Americans were confident that with their support, Ukraine could win. Aid groups in Sudan say many civilians have been killed in clashes in the Darfur region. Fighting broke out between two rival communities on Friday in western Darfur. The number killed rose significantly on Sunday, with some reports that the Sudanese authorities deployed a notorious militia known as the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. The International Committee of the Red Cross has warned of a rapidly deteriorating humanitarian situation and called for the injured and sick to be allowed to seek help. President Biden's accepted an invitation from the Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett to visit Israel in the coming months. Mr. Bennett's office said the agreement came during a phone conversation between the two leaders on Sunday. During their discussion, the Prime Minister is said to have briefed President Biden on efforts to stop the Israeli-Palestinian clashes at the site of the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. BBC News. Oman says it's helped secure the release of 14 foreigners who'd been held in Yemen's Houthi-controlled capital, Sana'a. They've been transferred to the Omani capital, Muscat, before being flown back to their own countries. Mike Thompson reports.
The freed group includes 7 Indian nationals, a British man and his Yemeni wife and child, a Filipino, an Indonesian, an Ethiopian and a Myanmar national. The freed British man is Luke Simmons, who'd been held without charge since 2017 on suspicion of spying. He'd been kept in solitary confinement and allegedly tortured. All those freed are expected to be flown home soon. The move follows a 2-month ceasefire agreed between Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels and the pro-government Saudi-led coalition.
Mike Thompson reporting. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has described the deadly explosion at an illegal oil refinery as a national disaster. Officials say at least 109 people died in the blast late on Friday. Ishaq Khalid reports.
The Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari says the country is in shock and trauma following the deadly blast. He blamed those in charge of the illegal oil refinery and ordered the country's security forces to arrest them and bring them to justice. The Nigerian authorities have been struggling to curb the proliferation of the homemade refineries, which are dangerous and cause terrible pollution. But poverty and unemployment have made the illegal oil business attractive for many residents of oil-rich communities in the Niger Delta region.
Exit polls in the Slovenian parliamentary elections suggest the new Green and centre-left Freedom Movement Party, led by Robert Golob, has secured a comfortable victory. His party is projected to win 36% of the vote, with the SDS party, led by the current Prime Minister Janez Janša, coming second with 22%. BBC News.